couldn't go live. Something was happening, but I think we are now live. I want you to put on the comments if you can see me and you can hear me properly, because it shows me that I'm live. Before we dive in, last week I promised you a link to the Empowered Reflections Journal. So I've put it in the comments, the first comment there, that's the link. Go and check it and you will thank me later. If you are new here, welcome and feel free to participate by commenting or even asking questions. I will try my best to answer, and if I don't have answers for the other people, will answer you as well. I remember 2 months ago, I decided to start communion journaling. If you don't know communion journaling, you don't know what it is, you can watch some of my videos. I have a video on communion journaling. So I set a goal to get up at 5 every morning to have quiet time. And then after that, I thought I will plan my day and then go for a walk. At first, it was easy because I was so motivated. But then the motivation started disappearing. And maybe it was because it was starting to get cold, I don't know. But to be honest, the motivation started disappearing. And it then became like a chore. So give me a thumbs up in the comments if this resonates with you. So what happened and what helped me to stick with my goal wasn't really motivation. It was consistency and building a routine. So today I'm going to talk to you about consistency, how to keep it up, and how to build a routine which will make you go on even when the motivation is gone. Consistency and routine build habits. And people who really succeed in their life have got good habits. So it is a good thing to build habits for yourself. That's what we are talking about today. The power of consistency and how to stay on track even when you don't feel like it. And really you don't feel like it when motivation is gone. So I want you not to rely on motivation only. Of course, motivation can help you to start something, but it is not something which you need to rely on, because motivation is just like your mood. It comes and it goes. It has a high and then it has a low. So if you don't have something to sustain yourself during the lows, then you will lose. So before we dive in, I want you to think about one goal in your life right now, something which you have started to create, something which you are wanting to build. And let's get real about what we are all working on. So drop it in the chats so that we can see, we can help you and give you strategies on how to maintain your goal. Whether it's your fitness, or whether it's a work, or it's a personal goal, let's share it so that we can support each other. I'm going to give you a few minutes to share your goals. Come on, people, write something on the comments. We have to be talking here, not to just watch me. Oh, Sunny, thank you. You are here today. You always come and support me, and I thank you very much. And Boniface, I always see you on these lives, and that is good. Yes, you say it has happened to me before. That, yeah, it has happened to most of us. Most people feel these things. Most people have these things happening to them. But the most important thing is what you do about them, and the systems which can make you to go on even when it is very difficult. So, okay, now we are going to look at consistency versus motivation. Let's start with the big question. Why does consistency matter more than motivation? Think about it. Motivation is like a spark. You know, when you are building a fire, you get a small, maybe you get grass or peppers, and then you get small sticks, and then you get a lighter or matches. So motivation is just like when you strike that matches and you light the fire. It feels great at first because you strike the matches, you put it there, the fire comes up. But the problem with motivation is that it doesn't last. Consistency, on the other hand, is like fuel for a fire that keeps burning over time. So when you start making fire, you are using small sticks, and then you put big sticks which will uh, continue smoldering, and then there will be those red hot coals. So that is consistency. It's always, it's not exciting, but it's what gets the job done. You cannot like cook or fry meat with a fire from those little sticks or from paper, but you can do it with a fire from burning coals. So consistency is like that. Take working out, for example. If you only exercise when you feel motivated, how often do you think you will work out? Probably not enough, really. And it wouldn't make a difference. But if you are consistent, even if the effort feels small, the results add up because you will keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, and you are building that system and you are building that habit which will give you results. So, there is a saying which goes like, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, it comes from what you do consistently. Small steps taken consistently build over time. And did you know that science also backs this up? Research shows that it takes an average of 66 days to form a habit. So you have to keep on going. The secret sauce isn't being motivated every day, it's staying consistent because it's impossible to be motivated every day. Life happens and then you lose that motivation. So, has anyone here experienced the benefits of consistency in your own life? Maybe you have seen it in your career or your health. Share your experiences in the chat. I would love to hear how consistency has worked for you. Right, let's see what people are saying in the chat. Let me get my glasses. Right, Caleb says, I've been working on developing myself. And Oba says, consistency helps you learn and solve problems better over time, while motivation may not last long enough for deeper insights. Yes, that is very true. Motivation fades. Motivation is just like fashion, you know. A new fashion can come out and everybody is running to uh, buy that fashion, and then it fizzles away. But then there are some of those things, take like men's suits. Men's suits have been over time. If a man wears a suit, they will always look nice. It's not something which comes today and is gone tomorrow. So men's suits are very consistent. And there are even clothes which women wear, which they've been wearing forever, which are consistent. They'll wear them today, they will look nice, unlike some types of fashion. Very fine says consistent habits allow for better time management and create structure in your daily life. Yes, because when you are consistent, you build a habit, and habits are what make people succeed. Like he says, consistency has helped me build discipline, repeated efforts, strengthen self discipline, helping you stay committed even during tough times. That is also true. If you rely on motivation, when tough times come, you will just let go, you will give up. But if you rely on consistency and building habits, you will be sustained even when things are hard. Thank you for sharing. So, now let's talk about motivation. We all know the feeling. It's that initial rush of energy when you start something new. I remember when people started um, using ChatGPT, it was as if that was the best thing since slice of bread. And now there is so much of AI. It's not as it was before. So it's just like motivation. We love it, we strive on it, but it doesn't last. The truth is, motivation is a myth if we think it will carry us through the tough days. It's too unpredictable. So, what's the solution? What do you think the real solution is? I want you to share in the chat so that we all know. What do you think the real solution is? If motivation is just a myth and it's something which it just fleets and can leave you high and dry. Right, comment in the chats. And Sean says consistency teaches us patience, the understanding that things take time, while motivation often seeks immediate results. Yes. And do you know, like, something which just comes like that doesn't last. So motivation is like, and don't get me wrong, motivation is okay. It plays its own role, but it is not the big part of personal growth, self development, or doing something real worthwhile. Something, like, it's like, I don't know whether you know that song which says somebody built a house near the sea on sand, and when the wind came it blew the house away. So that is like motivation. And then someone built the house and the foundation was on a rock. The rain came, the winds came, and the house stayed. And that is consistency. Think about athletes. Athletes do their training consistently, and the one thing which helps them is discipline. Discipline is the key to staying consistent because it doesn't rely on how you feel. Athletes or entrepreneurs, they don't succeed because they are motivated every day. They succeed because they build the discipline to show up and put in the work regardless of how they feel. If people worked on motivation, even soccer players, sometimes they get injured, and if they didn't really have the discipline and the consistency to do what they needed to do, they will just give up and say, okay, I'm injured now, I don't have that energy or the discipline to go on. So how can we build discipline? Start small, set specific goals, daily habits that align with your bigger goals. One strategy I love is the 2-minute rule. Comment yes in the comments if you've heard about the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule works in this way. Commit to doing something just for 2 minutes. If you are trying to write, maybe you want to be a writer like me, just commit 2 minutes to sit down and write something. Or if you are trying to build a business, just commit 2 minutes to sit down and do one thing which will make your business grow. Often, once you start, you will keep going. That is the beauty of the 2 minutes rule. You won't do it for 2 minutes and then stand up. You will start in those 2 minutes and then you will keep going. If you have not tried it before, try it. If you want to do something and you feel like, oh, it's not, it's not something which I feel I can do, just try the 2 minute rule and see if it will work for you. But I know it works. Now, let's make this practical. I want each of you to think of one small daily habit you can start today. Something that will bring you closer to your goal. Type it in the chat and let's inspire each other, because here at the Empowerment Hub, that's what we do. We inspire each other. What is your daily habit which you promise to do, so that when we come to the next live, you tell us what has happened about your daily habit. So how can you build consistency? You build consistency by creating a system. Here is the next piece, and that is the systems. The systems are great in a way because they give you direction on what you want to do. Your goals are great for giving you direction, but systems are what keep you moving forward. Just think of a car. A car has got systems built into, like the engine, that is the system of the car, and that is what keeps the car going. If the engine knocks, the car doesn't move. So a system is basically a repeatable process that helps you achieve your goals. For example, if your goal is to write a book, I think I want to write a book. I've been giving examples about writing a book. So if your goal is to write a book, your system might be writing for 30 minutes every morning. The system helps you to stay consistent, and the discipline helps and molds that consistency. Now let's break down how we can create a system. So the first thing is to identify your big goal, whether it's getting fit, starting a business, or anything else. Don't limit yourself. Sometimes we limit ourselves by thinking and creating small goals. Somebody will think that, oh, if I create a big goal, what if I don't achieve it? Someone once said to me, if a goal doesn't scare you, then it is not good enough. Create that goal which really, even when other people talk to you, they'll be like, I think you are mad, you are not going to do this. And that is a goal which you need to create. The good part is you are not going to just try to do it all at once. Having said that you create a goal which scares you, I don't mean that you have to go crazy. What I mean is create your goal, find a balance, because balance is important. So you have created your goal. The next thing is to break it down into small actionable steps. What do you need to do daily, weekly, or even monthly to move forward? What will keep you motivated and consistent is to see small progress. If you don't make progress, then you will get tired and just leave it like that. Then the next step is schedule it. Put it in your planner or use an app to track it. If you don't plan for it, it will soon be forgotten. And if you don't write something down, you won't remember it. There is a very good practical important thing about writing things down. So if you plan, schedule, and put it down, and put it maybe somewhere where you can see it most of the time, and that will remind you and it will keep you going consistently. And then the next step is to track your progress. Celebrate your wins, even the smallest ones. The problem is sometimes we tend to only think of the destination, and then we forget to enjoy the times in between. You're not doing something, the joy and the beauty of it is the way through, not reaching it. Because if you just aim for reaching the end, and then when you reach the end, then what? You feel, sometimes you just feel deflated because you failed to enjoy the journey. So each step of the way, celebrate what you have accomplished. You might have moved 1 meter, but that is important and you need to celebrate it. The point is to make consistency easier by having a plan that works for you even when you don't feel like. Because I tell you, my friends, there will be times when you don't feel like. You'll be thinking to yourself, oh, but if you make a plan and if you break your plan into more small steps, then that will pull you through. Now let's use some examples. Let's take fitness for example. Your system could be working out 3 times a week at the same time each day you go for a workout. If your goal is to create, or if your goal is career related, maybe your system is setting aside 1 hour each morning for professional development. If your goal is to build a business, it might be you want to make an hour a day, maybe finding out how marketing is done, and then your next goal maybe will be how can I do an ads. The next goal will be maybe how can I market myself on social media. So you see, you are making small steps, but the end game is for you to have an up and running business. What about you? What's one system you can put in place this week to help you stay consistent with your goals? Share it with us in the chat. You know, here we cheer for each other and we build each other. Self-improvement is all about building each other and holding each other's hands. So what is one system which you'll put in place this week? Share. Where am I gonna start? Okay, Mr. OPM says repetition through consistency turns actions into automatic behaviors, reducing the need for motivation over time. Yes, you said it very well. That is what you want. You don't want to run on motivation all the time, but you want something which really is tangible, and building consistency is one of those things. Alfie says, I believe consistency is the real solution and also persistence. Yes, if you are consistent, you are persistent in that thing you are doing, and it is the solution. And John says, consistency ensures steady progress, while motivation driven efforts may lead to burnout for intense short periods of activity. So consistency is the best solution. Yes, consistency is the best solution. sometimes if you look at people who go to the gym and they are trying to build muscle and they work hard, they work hard, they work hard, they end up getting a burnout. That is true. Anything you do and you do it only out of motivation can really result in burnout, and that is not what we want. Boniface says consistency creates a reliable routine which helps in managing time and increasing productivity. So we need to choose consistency. Yes, we do need to choose consistency. Oba says clearly define what you want to achieve and break down larger goals into smaller actionable steps is a way to build discipline. Yes. So we see the most important things in succeeding in life are discipline and consistency. If you don't have discipline, sometimes you can just derail your consistency. And consistency helps you build habits, and habits build success. Very fine man says his I think that's his goal is to eat a healthy breakfast is what I plan to always eat daily. Yeah, that's good for you because that means you have a reason why you want to eat a healthy breakfast. I mean, everybody wants to be healthy, so that's a very good goal. And Caleb said, read or listen to something educational, dedicate time to learning by reading a book, listening to a podcast, or watching an educational video is what I plan doing, but it has not been easy. Okay, Caleb, can you tell us why it has not been easy to do these things? Maybe looking at what you have written here, I think maybe it's because you have chosen a lot of things to do. Maybe out of these, choose one thing which you can do consistently. And then when you have built a habit, about that thing and then you can add something else. Oh, and speaking of a podcast, I started a podcast last week and it is on the channel. So you can start with that. Come and listen to one episode each week. Once you build that habit, then you can start reading a book or watching educational videos. Don't take too much when you are starting. And Wick says, I want to limit multitasking. Oh, yeah. Most of us do multitask. And sometimes it is to the detriment of consistency and discipline. Because if you are doing a lot of things, you end up doing nothing. And multitasking, especially for women like multitasking. I don't know if men will also know how to do multitasking. Adam says, I want to start getting enough rest and sleep. Good for you. Work on it. Sunny says, I want to limit social media use. But please, if you limit social media use, make sure you come to my live sessions because those are important. They are building you. Lucky says, I'll be using positive affirmations to make things work out for me. Yeah, positive affirmations are important. And the most important thing is for you to believe in what you are saying. Some people just say positive affirmations just for the sake of saying them, but don't believe. Make sure it really is something which touches your heart and you believe what you are saying. Mimiko says, I will develop self awareness that will help me. And Sean says, I want to commit to long term thinking. What is long term thinking and what will you be thinking about? I don't I don't understand what you mean by long term thinking and I don't know how it's gonna help you. Right. Thank you all who put your comments. It is really nice to read comments and see that people are trying to do things in their lives which are going to help them. So look at all your goals and make sure you work them cut them into small steps and be consistent in what you do and build your habit. As we said in the beginning, try it for 66 days and see how it works for you. Now, let's be real. Staying consistency isn't always easy, and that is true. There will be challenges. Maybe you hit burnout, or life gets busy because life gets in the way, or you are just not seeing the progress you hoped for. And that is one demotivating factor. When you are doing something and you try hard as you may try, but progress just eludes you. The key is to anticipate these challenges and have a plan to overcome them, because challenges will always come. So, what are you going to do about them so that you don't um, go back on your goals? So, here is what you need to do if you feel stuck or if you are faced by a challenge. First, focus on progress, not perfection. I remember when I started doing my YouTube channel, doing my live, I always created videos and then I will spend maybe a week or two trying to make the videos perfect. And I remember I made this one video and I was so sure that it was going to have a lot of views. I hired somebody on Fiverr to create that video for me. It has all these beautiful things, but it's one of the videos which didn't do well, and I was so disappointed. It's just because I concentrated on perfection instead of progress. A good teacher or a good coach will tell you that just do it scared. Just do what you can. Don't aim to be perfect. You will be perfect with practice. Consistency doesn't mean you will never miss a day. It just means getting back on track when you do. You can also try visualization techniques. Imagine how it will feel to achieve your goal. It can help you refocus. If you want to help with visualization exercises, I did a visualization exercise, I think 2 weeks back when we did a, a live stream. So you can go back to that video and watch that visualization. It's helpful. I will put the link in the comments so that it's easier for you to get to the video. So, most importantly, practice self-compassion. When you have that compassion for yourself and you have that grace for yourself, even if you stumble, you will be able to pick yourself up. You are not going to be perfect every day. That's okay. So have grace and be compassionate to yourself. What matters is that you keep going, keep that momentum, keep that discipline, and have that consistency. Now, let's take a minute to visualize success together. I love visualization. Close your eyes if you can. Picture yourself achieving your goal after weeks or months of consistent effort. So visualize how many or how much time you want to spend on this goal and just see yourself achieving that goal. See the person you are becoming, the confidence, the strength, the achievement. How does it feel? Hold on to that feeling whenever you need a boost to stay consistent. You see, that's just a simple visualization, but it can be very, very powerful. Give yourself something to hold on, something which will help you go on even when the going gets tough. Now we've come to the Q&A. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna go for this far today because I'm really not feeling well. I've got a cold. Now, I would love to hear from you. What questions do you have about staying consistent or building discipline? Drop them in the chat and let's talk through any challenges or situations you are facing. I will try my level best to answer you where I can. Keep them coming. Oh, yes, Boniface, perfectionism kills consistency. It really does because you are trying to be perfect. And do you know, there's really nothing perfect and there's no one who is perfect. We all have some messes we do, we all have some mistakes we do. There is nothing that is called perfect. And Oba says impatience for results. People who often want quick results, and when they don't see immediate progress, they lose the drive to be consistent. That is true. They are just running on motivation and quick, 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 and it doesn't work. Now, I'm going to run this poll for you. What's the hardest part of staying consistent for you? Is it lack of motivation? Is it time management? Or is it distractions? Right. Put your answers in the chat. Choose between these three. What's the hardest part of staying consistent for you? Do you lack motivation? Is it time management? Like somebody who said they like multitasking. Or is it distractions? Let's see what we come out with. Okay. Anjori says, how do small, consistent actions lead to bigger success over time? Yeah, they build up. They build up. And the important with small, consistent actions is you are able to see where you have come from. You are able to see what you have achieved. You are not looking at the end goal, but you are looking at the journey you are walking, and you are enjoying and celebrating those. And winning at one thing is what makes you move to the next level because it builds confidence. You know that, oh, I was able to do that thing. That means I can try a little bit more next time. So celebrating those small wins, taking small steps is very good for reaching your destination. Mr. OPM says mine is distractions. What distracts you? Caleb says, I believe I love motivation. Okay, Caleb, just for 30 days, change motivation for consistency and discipline. Very fine says distractions affects a lot because life is demanding these days. Yes, but you can sometimes tune out of most of the things and choose what really serves you. I think for me, what is important is you choose something which really serves you, something which helps you, and let go of other distractions. And I know it's not easy, but you can try. Boniface says perfectionism. Oh, I read that. And Alfie says, what strategies can you use to stay consistent when you don't see immediate results? I think one thing which really destroys uh, people's desire to go on is when they don't see results, and that will happen over time. That will happen most of the time. You work and you don't see results. I think you have to go back at your look at your goals. Are they the right goals for you? Look at your strategies. Are they the right strategies for you? And then just study what other people are doing, How are they maybe getting results out of something which you also want to do? What is it that they are doing that you are not doing? And don't be afraid to ask. And don't be afraid to revise your goals. And keep at it. You will get there. And like he says, how can you prevent burnout while trying to stay consistency in your efforts? Okay, burnout mostly is done by taking on too much. So taking small steps, not taking a lot of things at once will help you not to get burnout. When I started doing these lives, I was doing them every week, and I realized that it was causing me burnout because I was doing the lives and I was recording my videos, my weekly videos, and to begin with, I was recording 3 videos a week. So I realized that I was taking on too much, and by doing that, that was going to end up I was going to end up maybe just stopping everything altogether. And I decided I'm going to do my lives on 2 week basis, and I'm going to reduce the number of videos which I upload in a week. So look at your goals and look at how much you are doing in order to achieve whatever you want, and then prioritize. That will help you. Sean says, how do patience and delaying gratification contribute to the process of staying consistent? Yeah, I love delaying gratification, and I created one video about steps on how to use delayed gratification in your life. You see, people who motivation is what pushes people for gratification. If you take time and realize that things won't happen overnight, lasting change takes a bit of time. That will help you. And Miko says, how can you avoid perfectionism that hinders consistent action? Your questions are very good, all of you. We all do some of these things, but the fact that we have realized that there is perfectionism in what you are doing is the first step to working on it. Take small steps, and just know that the most important thing is to do something. It's not that the thing has to be perfect. Who are you trying to impress? That is the first thing you should ask yourself, because some people try to be perfect because they want to impress somebody, or they want I want everybody to see how I am, how I'm doing. Do things for yourself first. Don't try to impress anybody, and you'll see that perfectionism will lessen over time. Okay, now let's recap quickly what we talked about today. We talked about why consistency beats motivation, how discipline is the key to staying on track, and how systems can make consistency easier. So, you want to do something, create a system for that, and then keep on going one step at a time. That is really the gist of the matter. We also touched on staying consistent through challenges and how we can regain momentum. Avoiding perfectionism is one way which will help you to overcome challenges. So, I want to challenge each one of you today to apply at least one of the strategies we discussed today. Start building discipline with a small daily habit or create a system for your goals. Share your progress with me on social media using the hashtag consistency with Sasa. So you can come and share on my channel if you have done something and really you see that it has helped you to build momentum. I would love to see how you are doing. And it's so gratifying for me to see people I help succeeding. Because if one person succeeds, we all succeed. That's how I look at things. So remember, every small step you take brings you closer to the person you are meant to be. You have got this. Thank you so much for joining me today. I can't wait to see what your habits and what consistency is doing for you. Stay consistent, stay focused, and keep on going. You are worth it. And here is to your success. And good night.